It's really amazing, and it reflects a complete consensus that the aggregation of our sensitive digital data requires more robust protections from the court because it poses more acute privacy problems under the Fourth Amendment. I mean, as the court recognized, years ago in the analog world, we never would have had the kind of staggering quantities of personal communications in our houses that we now have in our email saved on our phones or on our other digital devices, for that matter. And the court's opinion applies directly to searches of cell phones. But clearly the logic extends equally to other kinds of computers, tablets, desktops, laptops. And it also starts to provide a roadmap for courts to look to when they're addressing other kinds of electronic searches, whether it's cell phone tracking or laptop searches at the border or other kinds.
And what about the whole issue of the NSA spying, the implications of this decision in terms of cases that may come up before the court on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, the court was careful not to directly address that question, but the logic the court employed and its reasoning, I think, provide strong indication that courts around the country can look more carefully at those issues. Whenever the government is trying to troll through large quantities of our private digital information and learn the most intimate details of our lives, the Fourth Amendment has something to say about it now. And I look forward to courts really grappling with this issue, using this as guidance.
Can you talk about the two cases on which it was based?
Yeah, so the cases came out of California and Massachusetts. One involved, the California case involved a smartphone. The Massachusetts case involved a more traditional, older flip phone. And police in both cases took the phones after arresting somebody, searched through them without a warrant. And the court held that the evidence that comes from those searches cannot be admitted against people at trial because those are unconstitutional searches. And it shows how sensitive that information is, and it really is going to have a practical impact on police-citizen interactions, police and interactions with people all over the country. Stingrays, just to give a little background, are devices that police use to mimic cell phone towers and trick people's cell phones into reporting back their electronic serial number and other identifying information and their location. So these are powerful police tools, and we've been seeking information about them around the country, including in Florida and including in Sarasota. And when we requested records from the Sarasota Police Department about their use of these devices, they initially told us that they had records and they were willing to let us come and inspect them in their offices. And then hours before that appointment, they emailed to say that they were canceling the meeting because the U.S. Marshal's Office had asked them to, and the Marshal Service was asserting that they owned the records. And then while we were negotiating with the police about how we could inspect these records, incredibly, and I've never seen this in my years of doing public records work, the U.S. Marshals sent somebody down in a car from the nearest field office, seized the boxes of records, and physically removed them to an undisclosed location, thus removing them from the jurisdiction of the Florida courts and from the view of the Florida and the national public.
And do you have any sense of how widespread the use of these Stingrays is?
We know it's quite widespread, and we know that dozens of state and local police departments, as well as the FBI and the marshals and other federal agencies, are using them. A recent ACLU investigation of records obtained by the press and by our own affiliates, international office, and through internet searches has determined that at least 38 state and local police departments in 15 states have purchased these. And that's aside from the agencies that are borrowing them from the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, or the state police. And it's aside from the numerous agencies that we still haven't gotten records from.